Hello, welcome
Right.
to that Friday night call-in. We've just been joined by the third member of the panel this evening. Took him a little bit by surprise there. We have no Mickey. Allegedly, he's preparing for his interview for the Millwall manager's position. So he's had to take the evening off, but not to be put off. We've got, fresh off of his appearance on BBC London yesterday evening, Mr. Joe Zampa. Joe, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you guys doing? You all right?
Very well, mate. Very well. And of course, we've got one of our requested panelists. The comments have been asking for him for the last couple of weeks. We've had him two shows in a row.
He's still alive.
Yeah, fresh also, not quite BBC Radio London, but fresh off of leading us to 19 goals in 7 games on his Football Manager first save of the new year. We have Ben. Ben, how are you?
Well, I've got to get the resume up for also challenging. Well, maybe getting the assistant manager's job when Mickey gets the manager's role. So yeah, I've had to play it today. But yeah, no, all good. Looking forward to this one, chaps.
Good lads, good. Connor, evening. David, Tony, Ted, the usual suspects. Obviously, we've had a little bit of a interesting week this week. Obviously, Ben, we did the show on Wednesday when the news broke about Rowett. Obviously, Joe, you couldn't quite make that one. Now the dust is slightly beginning to settle. What are your thoughts, mate?
Who's that, myself or
yeah, Joe, yourself,
sorry,
Joe.
Yeah. So I got my phone on silent there. So I might mistake. I mean, it's a surprise, but it's not a surprise, is it? I mean, yeah, it's something a lot of the fans wanted for. I mean, I was always, I don't think I've ever been a Rowett out sort of person. I've always liked Rowett. I can see what he's been doing for us and the good job he's been doing so far. But nothing can deny how boring it is to watch us, especially when we're at home as well. And that for me had to change. You know, there's some games where I just didn't want to be there. You know, you think so if you make all the effort, as we all do, you know, to go and watch our team, pay all that money, you want to be entertained. And it's just so boring. You know, it really is. So, yeah, I'm just hoping that whoever comes in now is not going to play the Rowett type of football defensively or whatever. I want someone to go in there, you know, with a bit of passion, a bit of attack-minded sort of attitude, really, and just give us goals, give us action, give us something to cheer about, you know, and get the fans sort of up for it again. Because I think we've lost that atmosphere for a long, long period, and you know, it's a shame because, like I said, the Den has always been renowned for being a bit of a fortress of ours, and it hasn't been that way for the last sort of few years. And let's hope that whoever comes in now can, you know, bring that passion back again.
Absolutely. There's a couple of comments here. One from John. Any news, gossip, lads? Ari manager, and David, is Kevin Muscat still favourite for the job? Ben, I believe Kevin Muscat is the favourite for the job since Wednesday. Since we spoke, I think your choice at the time was Chris Wilder. Still in that camp?
Yeah, I would love to see Wilder come in just purely because I think he's got a bit to prove. To be honest, mate, I think any of the list that we mentioned, Muscat, Eustace, Wilder, even Nathan Jones, I know there's a lot of people saying no to him, but any of those 4 people, I would, do you know what, I'd be happy with. Even Warnock, do you know that? I actually genuinely wouldn't mind Neil Warnock coming in. I think that is all hearsay. We've all seen it on Twitter and all the socials today. He's 4-1 now in the betting, so he's coming quite considerably. But he is.
So do you say Warnock? Sorry, Ben. You say Warnock's 4-1 now?
Yeah, I've literally just refreshed it on Bet Victor.
Really?
He came on.
This morning he was 16-1, and then on our WhatsApp group earlier, I think it was only about an hour ago, I said to you, "Oh, he's now 10-1."
Yeah,
he's now dropped to 4-1.
He's now 4-1 according to Bet Victor. But yeah, as I say, look, I think we're actually in a really good place because there's so many good managers out there that are available, and it's actually quite an exciting appointment. I was saying to my dad yesterday about it, so I think that we've got options. It'll be interesting to see who chucks their hat in the ring and who wants the job. As I say, I would like Wilder in. I don't think, looking at the betting, he's even going to be considered. So, but yeah, any of those names at the top of the market, Muscat, Eustace, The only one I said, as I said on the show on Wednesday, I'm really not keen on Michael Bill. I really just don't want that. He struggled at Rangers. Okay, he did a decent enough job at QPR, but I watched Rangers a few times and they were shit. So I really don't want him.
No, Chris heard Millwall. I spoke to Warnock. I think that was put to bed by Richard Cooley on Twitter. There was an article doing the rounds earlier today that suggested that he'd been contacted, but I don't think that to be the case. Myself, Mickey and Omar went to the Legends evening at the Den yesterday, and from what we gathered from people who may have been in the know, sort of people around the club, that the shortlist hasn't actually... There isn't a shortlist. There's still there's a long process to be followed. So no one's been spoke to that we know of. Who knows? It's Millwall. We do this in the transfer window. It all goes quiet, and then all of a sudden a random name comes from nowhere, and then they come through the door. But what we're led to believe, there isn't anybody lined up just yet.
The scary bit, though, lads, is what I'm hearing is that Adam Barrett is almost like he's been trusted to caretaker manage our team, but it isn't just for one game. It's almost like they're not in an immediate rush to replace him, from the sounds of it, from what I'm hearing. And that he could be in charge for maybe sort of 3 games at least, and sort of seeing how he gets on. I mean, the scary thing is if he does well. Don't you mean Ben?
I'm gonna hazard a guess that is our very own Mickey running the pod account. So? Well, yeah.
So that's what I was saying. So so I think Adam Barrett is actually going to get almost like a trial, it seems. And the scary thing is, if he nicks a couple of wins over the next 3 or 4 games, he could be temporarily in charge, if you like, until at least till Christmas. And I don't know whether that's going to do it for me. I mean, what's his record so far? I think he's had 3 games as caretaker manager, isn't he? I think he's won 1, drawn 1, lost 1. I think his style is very, very similar to Rowett. The fact he was a centre-back in his playing career, very defensive-minded. I just don't see how he's going to give us what we're looking for. This is a great opportunity for us to kind of go to market, try and find a good manager that can, evolve us and get us to the next level and, play some good attacking football and utilise the flair and the players we've got to sort of go backwards a little bit and say, oh, well, there you go, Adam, you take charge, let's see what you can do. I don't know if that's a cost-saving exercise or whether it's just, let's play it safe. Let's keep ourselves in the Championship. We don't want to spend any more money. I don't know. I'm a little bit...
Before, I'll come to you in a second, Ben, and there's a couple of comments that I will come back to, but there's a comment here from John. If they give it to Barrett, I won't be going. And this is something that I mentioned earlier, and Ben, I'll come to you shortly after this. This is an opportunity for Millwall to really try and make a little bit of an impression, to encourage some of the fans that they were losing under Rowett and people that were saying they weren't going. I maintain you used to get about 1,000 that used to go to the away, that usually go to the away games, the hardcore 1,000 supporters that went to every away game. The fact that the last couple, I know long journeys on Sky, but they're not, there's 300 off of those figures. They've got to get it right, haven't they, Ben? They have to get it right.
Everything you've just said there, everything Joe's just said, I think we've got a real opportunity, as I say, with the managers that are available at the minute. If we went with Barrett, I think I'd be so disappointed, not only with the appointment, just with the club, because it will just show such a lack of ambition. As I say, with everyone that's available that we could go after, as you say, just go out there, make a real sort of statement signing. Kind of like Rowett in a way, because I don't think anyone would have saw Rowett coming to us, really. I certainly didn't when we appointed him. I would be gutted. And as you say, we've got an opportunity now just to get a real fresh face in. If we go with Barrett, I'll just be, I'd be really, really, really disappointed if we did that.
Can I just say to David on the earlier comments, David, I wouldn't pick Lampard, unfortunately.
Yeah, I was going to come back to that.
Yeah, sorry. I think Lampard is a manager where he needs money. I think even with money, you've seen what he's like at Chelsea, and he didn't do too badly at Derby, but again, he was playing his manager team in the Championship who had a bit of money thrown at players and loan players. And even then, he couldn't really do much. I don't rate him as a manager, to be honest with you. Great player, But yeah, as a manager, David, not for me, mate.
This comment from Ricky. Ryan Mason is a name that seems to be popping up quite often. I think he's the sort of manager, someone who, at Spurs, I don't think he's ever really going to get a proper run at being the Spurs manager. He's done it on the interim. He's had opportunities. Yeah, we know he loves Tottenham, but he needs to go somewhere where I think he could be the main man. That lose the tag of being the Spurs boy to a certain degree. Keep the link, because if you get someone like that, you might be able to get some youngsters that can bolster the squad. But someone like that would be an option, I think, definitely to have a look at. And he knows the club. I know he's only got a spell on loan, but
yeah, I'd really like Ryan Mason, someone like that. As you say, he's always been sort of landed in the ship with Spurs, isn't he? And always does that stopgap for a couple of games. Young manager or coach that would want to prove himself. Yeah, I wouldn't be against that at all.
Martin O'Neill, not quite sure that's. I don't think that's a viable one. Coaching style based on the position they played is a complete myth, by the way. Barrett, part of the problem, nothing will change. He's morphed into Livermore, aka the plank. Barrett is part of the problem. I think someone, I can't remember who it was. It might have been one of our lads in the pod. That the problem is that with Adam Barrett, with Paul Robinson, not Robbo, they're part of Rowett's backroom staff. They've been with him for a long time. We'll come on to the game tomorrow, and I'm trying not to do too much on the manager as such, but tomorrow we're still going to play a Gary Rowett type way, because that's what Adam Barrett and Paul Robinson have been working on. They're not going to miraculously in 3 days come out with tiki-taka football and completely change everything. Yeah, injuries are going to force their hand, and you might see some different players playing, but we're not going to change the style. So I think if they're gonna make the move, it's got to be a complete overhaul. You can't have half of the old backroom staff still there for me.
The last thing on Barrett, sorry, Les, before we go on, do we think, going back to his previous spell, if we'd have held on against Brentford, do you think he would have been manager?
Maybe.
He'd have beaten Leeds, he'd have beaten Brentford. I don't know who the other game was off the top of my head, but it'd have been 2 wins and a draw.
He was seriously considered, so who knows?
That's what I mean, yeah.
Possibly. But go back to Barrett. I mean, I don't know if you listened to his interview. I mean, he's talking like he's the new manager. Like, rather than sort of say, yeah, you know what, like, I'm taking over Rowett temporarily. Hopefully he'll find somebody who's going to sort of, take it on permanently. But he's talking about, what he expects from his players, what he demands from his players. And he's got his own way of thinking and his own way of playing and all this sort of stuff. I think, hang a minute, like, wind your neck in a little bit. Like, you're just there sort of babysitting at the moment. Don't get too carried away. And that's what scares me, the way he's sort of talking, because he's talking and saying these things, but he's saying it with confidence. He's saying it as if like he knows so that we don't. And it's almost like he's been told to, cheers, David. It's almost like he's been told to keep it under wraps, but you're going to get, a good 2 or 3 weeks at this, see what you can do. He's talking with a smile on his face, with confidence, and that scares me. It scares me massively. Also, if you're going to pick your first game in charge, if you're at home against, say, a team at lower in the bottom in the league, I think you can experiment. You can go, you know what, this is what I'm going to play. I'm going to play attacking football. We're going to go 4-4-2, whatever, direct. But when you think about who they're playing against, they're playing away to Preston, who've had a really good start to the season, a very, very tough team. In some ways, you always need Rowett ball to play Preston tomorrow, but it's going to be very much similar, to playing Plymouth and teams like that, where we're going to have to kind of get behind the ball, be very defensive minded, probably play 5 at the back. So really, you kind of almost got Rowett there in Adam Barrett's body. That's what's going to happen. He ain't going to go out there and experiment and be attack minded. It's going to be pretty much the same. Believe me, it's going to be exactly the same as what Rowett would have done. The only difference is you have Adam Barrett's bald head standing up at the dugout and not Gary Rowett. That's the only thing that's going to be different.
I was looking forward to going tomorrow. I don't want to go now.
Sorry,
David.
I hope I'm wrong then, but yeah.
The shorts are firmly away now. Winter is definitely here. It's too cold. It's too cold for all of that. Big gamble with Mason. Yeah, I think there's a gamble with pretty much any of the names that have been linked. I think there's just as I don't know what you guys will think about this, but I think there's just as much of a gamble on someone like Ryan Mason as there is Kevin Muscat, because Muscat's been doing it. Okay, he's been doing it. He's been manager for a while, but the standard of the league, the focus, like, let's be honest, how many people really follow the Japanese league, the A League? That people, we don't. You only see when things are going well. You don't know. I understand that his style of football, he's played for us before, and I get why people want it. But I just honestly think that there's a gamble with whoever you give the job to.
But he's doing well in what is, I keep getting told, a very, very, very tough and competitive league. So unlike like the French league or the Spanish league or the English league, where you've got one or two teams that run away with it all the time, it sounds like the J League is quite competitive. Like, I think every season a different team wins it. So the fact that he's actually won the league there, I think he's won the Super Cup there as well. He's got that little bit of success, isn't he? He's had success there. And even prior to that, when he was coaching in the A League in Australia, he won the David. He won the Australian League with Melbourne, I think it was, that he was coaching then. So he's used to winning. He's used to getting success. And I like that about him, you know.
For the benefit of anybody listening back to this, the guys were put off a little bit there with David. Barrett is Mickey's twin. We'll try and clip that and get that up on the socials, because I'm sure Mickey will be pleased with that.
It's exactly like twins. You know, like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito. that's the difference, just in height.
I'm going to come back to just a couple of points. What are your thoughts? This is live, Joe. This goes out as it is, mate. So there's no editing.
Say what you want, then, can't we? From the king and listen.
What are your thoughts on Warnock? Would be chaos but entertaining. Look, a couple of years ago, I think fantastic appointment, would have been great. Would have been great to see him in charge. Now, not so sure. And I think the last spell, I think you could tell he was just sort of, he's had enough, really. I don't think he's won, but it is one for you guys. Okay, Joe's left us, so Ben, you're in the hot seat. If Rowett gets a new job in the Championship, and when we play them, what reception do we think he'll get?
Well, I think it's almost an absolute nailed-on banker that we'll see Gary Rowett, your football is shit. Do I think he deserves that? No, I don't. I hope he gets... do you know what? I don't think Rowett will get the credit he's deserved for the job he's done with us until probably 10 years' time, when we look back. And we just look back at his tenure and actually understand what a decent job he did for us. So I hope he gets a good reception. He left, I mean, I listened to his TalkSport interview like most of us did. He spoke really well about the club. There was literally no ill feelings. And I think it says a lot about him that he obviously felt like it was the right time to move on, like most of us fans probably did. So I hope he gets a decent reception. He doesn't deserve to not. He has done a really good job with what we know is a small budget, competing against a lot of big clubs now in the Championship. So I hope he gets a good reception when he comes back, if he comes back.
Yeah, and that comment there, if Barrett wins the next 3 games, he'll get the job, unfortunately. I'm not being funny. If we win our next 3 games, then I think he's got every right to at least have an interview for the job, because it's hard to win 3 games in a row in a Championship. But I take your point. I don't think, moving forward, I don't think it's the right call.
We haven't won 2 games, have we, this season in a row? So
no. So if the players turn it on tomorrow, shows they didn't like Rowett. I'm not so sure. Do you know what I find really, really interesting? The last 45 minutes of Gary Rowett's tenure as Millwall manager was probably the best 45 minutes we've had in a long, long time. Yeah. That second half against Hull I thought we were pretty good. I thought he had the right players on the pitch to try and win us that game. I thought they gave it everything. They were shattered at full time. I know it was only a draw, and perhaps at the Den we should be doing better. But it's just, as I say, I'm not sure about the players. I mean, again, allegedly, the players were only told that Rowett had gone about 10 minutes before it was announced on social media. Again,
right.
That's not something that we can 100% confirm, but I'm not sure. I think this was a big shock. I think this was a big shock. I think the players were fully expecting Rowett to be here at least for the next few games. Something has happened over the course of the last 2 weeks, and it's all led to this. The interesting thing with this time and this international break is we've got 5 games until the next one. 3 of them are in the next week, so there's not a huge amount of time until the next break. So will we have a manager in by then? I don't know.
It makes you wonder, is that the timescale that Adam Barrett's got to try and make a good impression? They'll probably say, look, we'll give you until then. The fact they haven't dropped a short list, they're not talking to anybody. Like you said, Richard Cowley's confirmed this, and we believe what Richard Cowley says is true because he hears it firsthand, let's be honest. So, I mean, it's a shame because I don't know about you guys, but I've been looking at the odds, the betting odds the last couple of days and getting excited and about people coming in and favourites and whatever. But I think we could probably just switch off for a little while. I don't think anything's going to happen unless Barrett has a shocker and we end up losing 4-0 tomorrow and we end up losing against Blackburn on Tuesday. Then, maybe they might pull their finger out and get someone else in. But otherwise, guys, just brace yourselves, lock yourselves into your seats. Nothing's going to happen for at least, I reckon, 3 or 4 games at least until the next international break.
It is a really weird position to be in because if Barrett does win 3 games or wins 2, draws 1, or he's undefeated, let's say, he's going to be in a strong position, surely, to throw his hat in the ring.
Yeah, I mean,
and I don't want that.
I mean, either. In all honesty, I can't see it happening. And if he does do it, it'd be very, very similar tactics to what Rowett uses. I can't see Barrett having the creativity and the savvy and the mouse to go in there like Pep and so suddenly get us fucking playing like we're Brazil. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just can't see him in him. Do you know what I mean? So all I can see, the best he's going to do is give us what Rowett's done. And I don't think that's what we want. The fans don't want that. Yes, we want to win games, but I think we want to get the performances in first. I mean, how many times over the years have we watched Millwall play? Yeah, maybe at home, be chasing a game and we end up drawing it or we're losing it by a goal, but we fucking peppered their goal and we played so well and we really played them on the front foot. And the Millwall fans will sing at the end, "We're proud of you, Millwall," as they come off the pitch. And you do that, at a final whistle when they've lost the game or whether they draw it, whatever, because what Millwall fans want to see, they want to see the hunger, they want to see the desire, the fight, the willingness to compete. And we ain't got that for the last few years. I mean, tell a lie, we might have had it on 1 or 2 games, but not consistently enough. So, yes, results are important, but for me, it's all about performance. It's about the attitude, and we've got to play attacking football. We've got to go for it.
Yeah, and back to the Barry put a comment. Apparently, Barrett was in the top 3 after the last interviews. Rowett, Ainsworth, and Barrett. Yes, he was. That's correct. He did make the final 3. I hope Muscat gets a job. We have some fantastic attacking players. Look at Ipswich; they brought in a coach similar to Mason. Yeah, agree. Muscat is a huge gamble. We used to say for bet. The problem is as well, and going through these comments and listening to you guys and my own opinions and other people that have spoke about what's going on at the moment. Whoever is appointed Millwall manager is going to upset someone. You're not going to get 100% of the fan base go, yeah, this is the right man for the job. Muscat would probably get the majority of the fans, on board and putting in the right direction. But literally, unless you was to go and get Mourinho, and even then you'd get some bugger go, oh, he's not good enough, and he's, what's he done, and all this, that, and the other. So whoever it is, I think. And again, talking to Millwall fans and being a Millwall fan, we want more. We always demand more. But I think whoever it is, providing it's someone that you can clearly see they've gone out and really thought about it and there's a clear plan as to why they're giving this person the job. For me, Barrett going undefeated in the next 3 games doesn't really mean that he's going to be able to do it over the next 2.5 seasons or whatever in the Championship. Personally, it doesn't. You could catch Preston, Blackburn and Watford. I know it's unlikely. You could catch them all on a bad day and get a result. So I think as long as the club come out and then whoever is appointed and they've got a clear plan on what they're going to do and how they're going to try and achieve what they want to achieve, I'm willing to give that person a chance.
I mean, yeah, you're right. Someone who comes in needs to have a project. A bit like Arteta at Arsenal. I'm not saying we're on that level, but the point I'm making is this is not going to be a quick fix. Is someone's going to come in there, want to play the young players, the likes of Amaku, the likes of SA, Billy Mitchell, and utilise our young players, build around them, bring some more youngsters through. Because let's be honest, they won the playoff final last season. Not a bad young team, but we've got them used to coming through. But we need someone who's going to build around these youngster players and maybe not necessarily go up this season, but give them the game time, give them experience. So maybe in a year or two, these players will be solid, good championship players, but young, with energy and drive and skill, whatever, to then get us up into the top flight and really, really challenge then, But at the moment, I just feel that anyone that comes in, we don't want them to kind of, we don't want them to come in and just give us what we've had for the last few years. We need a real kind of change of plan, a change of direction, something different, just to kind of get the fans and the players on side,
Just on that, obviously the next appointment and the project piece, Joe, it'd be interesting to see whether we go. I think it's going to tell us a lot, this appointment, right? Because obviously I think Rowett we have spent a few quid for our standards in the summer. We don't generally go and spend any money in January. We might get a loan signing in or whatever it normally is. But I think the next appointment will kind of tell us what our ambitions are over the next couple of years and what we probably can do. Because, again, there was rumours previously when Rowett took the job that Chris Hughton come in, saw the budget and just said absolutely no chance. So that's going to be a big factor as well. Neil Warnock might interview for the job and go, I can't do anything on that. I'm sorry. So that's going to be a big part of it. That's why I think if you look at someone like Nathan Jones, he's been there, he's done it, he's managed a club with a similar or smaller budget to us and had tremendous amount of success. That's probably going to play a big part in who we get in as well.
And also Nathan Jones is a bit of a no-nonsense straight shooter. I think he'll get us as a club, and I think the fans will kind of warm to him a little bit. It's a shame that he's Welsh. Sorry for any Welsh Millwall fans listening to this, but you know what I mean, don't you? Like, everything ticks all the boxes for us, and I just think he's somebody who will say what he wants to say, and he'll play the football the right way, and he's somebody who'll give us the energy we're looking for. But yeah, he's in the mix, isn't he? I think what's he like, 6-1, I think, isn't he, or 7-1 at the moment?
He's 10 to 1 on BetFit, so he's about that.
Is he?
I'd be happy with Nathan Jones, I must admit. I know a lot of people kind of said not really, but I wouldn't be disappointed by him at all.
I think you look at. I mean, I've gone through all the. I'm trying to keep update with the comments. You've got Richie Wellens. You've got Harry Kane, player manager. You've got Tim Sherwood. There's Alan Dunn was another one. Dunny's doing a really good job by all accounts as assistant manager at Bromley. Again, is he ready to step up to management? Yeah. Would tick the box in the sense of, I think he clearly understands what it takes to be a Mill, successful at Mill with longevity.
Who's the guy, Stephen, or Ben? You might remember this. Who's the guy who was a young coach at Man United, and then he either went to, was it Ipswich or Plymouth? Which one was that? I think it was Ipswich, wasn't it?
It's Ipswich. It's their manager now. The manager there is.
So if you look at him, his story is very, very similar to Ryan Mason. So Ryan Mason's 32 years of age. He's young. I mean, fuck me.
Kieran McKenna.
Yeah, Kieran McKenna. So Hutchinson's older than Ryan Mason. But the point I'm making is he's done well with their youth setup at Spurs, Mason. He's been he's obviously a coach, a first team coach. Despite all the managers that come in and out, the likes of Conte and Postecoglou, what his name is, and a few others, they've all hang on to him as part of their team. And that for me says a lot. They must, look at him and think, actually, he's decent and he's young, So you're right. I think you mentioned it earlier, Stephen. He needs his first taste of management. When's he going to get his first taste of management? Or is he going to have to just be a first team coach at Spurs? Who knows? But I think he deserves an opportunity. And what great opportunity to come to sort of like Millwall, where you've got young players there as well. He's only played for us 5 times when he was on loan, but he gets us as a club. He knows what we're about. He knows what the fan base is like. And I just think he ticks a lot of boxes. Whether or not they're actually talking to him or not, who knows? But yeah, if he was in the mix, again, he'd be someone who I'd be very keen to look at.
Millwall Holdings. I'll put your comment up, but no, we don't want Paul Ince. No. On the manager, I mean, no, I don't. I think this is going to go on. I think, Joe, you touched on it earlier. This is going to go on and on and on for a couple of weeks. I wouldn't be surprised. Not that I want this to happen, but I wouldn't be surprised if we don't have someone for a little while. I think at least for the next week, it will be Adam Barrett. Again, I wouldn't even be surprised if he gets the Southampton home game as well, which would be not 3 Saturdays time. Again, I'm not sure that's the right way to go, but I think they are going to give him an opportunity to try and prove.
I can hear himself. It now, Stephen. I can hear it now. Adam Barrett, your football is shit. Your football is shit. Your football is shit. It's going to happen.
I do have a comment that I do need to put up on the screen here, and this is from Ben's admirer, but it's to Joe. No married at first sight on tonight, Joe.
You know what? 80-24. Joking aside, the missus said to me, "You watching Married at First Sight tonight?" And I was like, "Oh, I can't. I'm doing a live show with the lads." And she goes, "Okay, I'll record it and we'll watch it together after." So I'm hoping this drags on a little bit. She might go to sleep by the time it finishes. But no, it's decent. Have you watched it at 80-24? It's quite good actually. I know it's trash TV, but it's good fun.
Lads, if we're turning Friday Night Live on that Middle podcast into a show about Married at First Sight, I think we just need to shut it down now because it's just outrageous.
Have you seen it yet? Have you two seen it?
No, mate.
You know what? They've got this
end of that conversation.
They've got this transgender sort of woman band thing on there. I tell you what, her name's Ella, and honestly, she's as fit as fuck. If you didn't know that she was a bloke, you definitely would. Honestly, you'll go balls deep if you saw her. Honestly. Trust me, Google it.
Right,
we're getting banned.
I'm moving on. Louise, that's I will slow down so you can have a look through the comments. I'm trying to get through all of them. There's a lot. There's loads on there, but I will try and slow down to make sure that you.
Louise, I apologise. You're a first-time viewer, and we're talking about
coming on that
on First Sight and how Stevie wants to go balls deep in it.
Rowett was on formally, as is Emma Hayes, another possibility. Was it Joe or Chris that supports Detroit Lions? I believe it's Chris. Who is the Detroit Lions fan. He was out in America. He's been flying the flag out in America the last couple of weeks.
Kansas City is my team now.
Emma Hayes, who's he? I'm not going to get into that. Sorry, Joe, no reality TV ever for me. Ha ha.
Don't know what you're missing, PJ.
Joe is really into it. Yes, he is. Oh, here we go. I think I'm about to be overruled here.
Fucking hell, it's Halloween already.
Yeah. Listen, I thought I'd tune in and never listen to you. Joe, you sound like an old woman, mate. You're showing your age. Trash TV when you're supposed to be talking about Warner. I mean, if I
don't blame me, Mickey. Blame the listeners. It ain't me.
No,
they pulled me onto that subject. You started it by talking about all my, me liking trash TV. And
here we go. Sorry. Look. Here comes Adam Barrett's twin.
Yeah. They're scared of me, mate. They fucking put me on the betting table because it would show them up, mate. It would show.
Imagine that. It'd be brilliant. Mickey and Adam Barrett.
Diddly shit. Listen,
in a dugout.
The rumour out there. There you go. Look, if I stand underneath there, you can see me a bit.
There you go. Much better.
Is that they haven't even made a shortlist yet. So, everyone going, oh, this one's a favourite and this one's a favourite and all that. And channels like 24-hour footy, fucking whatever it is, 24-hour, whatever, they know diddly shit. I mean, anyone could sit there and say, oh, yeah, I've got a source. Do you know what I mean? We've had enough of your sources over the time, Joe. Do you know what I mean? This one says to do it and all that. But, yeah.
My source is sponsored by Heinz.
Right. Lads, I'm gonna get some order into proceedings here, and I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions on behalf of the listeners. First one, Andrew Roberts. Would any of you be opposed to a foreign manager?
Yes.
Ben?
No, I wouldn't.
No, not at all. But tell me who would be my only answer to that.
Yeah.
I'm not opposed to it. I don't know anything really about foreign managers, who would come over, who would be interested, what sort of level would be looking at. If we're talking about unknowns, that's a huge one for me. But no, I wouldn't be against it, but I would need to be told who and why.
Mickey, you said yes. Why is that?
because I don't think there's any great managers out there what would fancy it, and I don't really want to be used as a stepping stone for someone who wants to, further their career in. I mean, I don't know, maybe Fortina manager, but then again, they're not that great at finishing the thingy, only because he might be able to get what we need out of Fleming. But no, I don't think we need a foreign manager. I think there's plenty of English talent what's out there, and we can do them. And yeah, I just don't think we need a foreign manager. And also, I just don't understand. I don't want to be listening to post-match with a translator. Do you know what I mean?
Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be someone who can't speak English. But I that come up with Bielsa, didn't it? We can't have that.
But also, is it me, or do foreign managers only really do well, especially in this league, if you've got money and you can buy players and stuff? Because tell me a foreign manager's come in here and done really well. Done really well. Mickey, shut your eyes. Tell me a foreign manager's come in there like with a real base, shit team, and turned it around, made them into like a driving force, So I think it's going to be tough.
Shut the fuck up, Joe.
That's the only reason. That was the only reason why I was coming in the first place, to press that button. But I didn't realise. I thought I was just going to sit outside it. So yeah. But anyway, listen. It's not my show tonight. It's you boys. So I'm going again. I'm going to go watch you on thingy, mate. So yeah, I will speak to you later on.
Good luck with the interview, Mick. Hope you get the job.
Let's know if you get it. Yeah.
Yeah. You watch tomorrow, boys. I'll get the lads playing well. We'll go out and get 3 points tomorrow, mate. Fuck yes. We'll show him out.
He's actually on his way to Preston. I know that road.
Yeah.
Don't worry, mate. Don't worry. Samuel's free of jail, mate. Samuel's free of jail, mate. He'll be playing. Trust me.
He's cutting costs already. Transport costs. Look, by walking there.
Got to get a bigger transfer budget for January.
Mate, there's old Bill already over there for me, mate.
Dogging.
I mean, Manchester's finest are coming out for me. I've got the police dog.
Our manager will have to get the best out of our squad, plus a few additions in January, keep us in the division, as the club is spending a lot on a new training ground. I quite agree. I said it the other day as Mickey, our chief, leaves us. I said it the other day, the season's almost potentially looking a little bit of a write-off at this point, because it's going to be very difficult for a new man to come in and really, working with what he's got. You might get someone that wants to play with wingers and we haven't got any, or you might want a target man and we haven't got one. So
you're very restricted in the style of football you can play, aren't you?
Absolutely. And I think
that being said, though, Stephen, we've got Esse and we've got Maku. So we've got some speed, we've got some pace in the attacking areas. I'm not saying you can play out and out wingers, but they can do a job there, can't they?
Yeah, they can, but again, it's the whole.
And Longman, I'd imagine, be able to play wide, wouldn't he?
Who's that?
Longman. Longman probably could.
Yeah,
you could.
100%, exactly. And Honeyman's not far back now as well, so Honeyman can do a job on the right wing. We saw it last season as well, which I didn't think he did too badly.
Muscat's an Aussie. Yeah, he is. Yeah, this Mickey is blinding me standing under that light. I wish I had that one up when he was on. Alex, next one here. Wagner, the old Huds guy, did okay in the Championship. If that's who I'm thinking, he's currently at Norwich. He's the current Norwich.
Yeah. They spent money at Huddersfield as well.
Huddersfield, but they spent money, didn't they? When he was in charge, again, Alex, Huddersfield had a bit of money to spend at the time, and they spent some money on some big players, if I remember. But yeah, there's not many foreigners that can make that much of a difference,
Does Damien? Someone put it in the comments earlier. Does Damien Duff count as foreign? But someone like that, again, I wouldn't be opposed to that. Young-ish coach, do you know what I mean? Obviously, good footballing pedigree. I wouldn't be opposed to someone like Damien Duff.
Look, anything past Watford is foreign to us. Guys and girls in the comments, Ben is all the way up in Manchester, so he's way up. He's miles away.
I'm gone.
Northern correspondent.
Yeah, as Mickey says.
Arsene Wenger. Muscat is a foreigner. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
part of me feels sorry for anyone who comes in. They inherit a squad with no natural wingers or a target man. I didn't see that comment before I said what I just said there, by the way, but it's true. You are restricted. There is a restriction on,
What you
are
can
we
do.
realistic? Yeah, are we realistically going to be able to drastically change the way we play over the next month or two with who we've got and the injuries? So I do feel I do agree. I think it's going to be a big job. Which is possibly why Barrett's got a little bit of time, because he's been working with these players day in, day out. If anyone's going to be able to know if there's any way of getting anything out of them, it's him. Not that I necessarily agree that he should be staying. No one knew Arsene Wenger before he showed up at Arsenal. No, they didn't. And again, it's the same with players. If you look at some of the players that play in the Premier League, in the Championship, no one's. How many? Being honest, before Zian Fleming had been linked with us, really, have you ever heard of him?
Who's
No,
Zian Fleming?
Yeah.
No.
Not a chance. Not a chance. Andreas Vogelsammer, I know, again, someone didn't quite work out, but no one had heard of him. This
There's
happens all the
a reason why
time.
no one's heard of him, though. There's a reason, Steve.
Here we go.
Vogel.
I've started him now. Started him off.
Norway, another one. That's a better example.
Great example.
Represented Belgium under 21s, but you're right, we haven't heard of him before. And what a signing he's been,
Muscat, Javi Garcia, who was at Watford. I think it's quite difficult to take anyone who was at Watford seriously, because if you take a job there, you're going into Mickey Mouse realms. I think everyone you get a job every 5 minutes, so I'm not sure.
And again, anyone that's going into Watford have had money to spend.
Yeah, they all have. Yeah.
Ishmael, the old Barnsley manager who took them up to the Championship playoffs.
Where is he now?
Didn't he take a job somewhere else and it
Did he go to West
flopped?
Brom? Not West Brom.
Yes, I think it might have been. And he
was
flopped
West Brom,
massively.
Do you know who's that? The Reading manager. When we played them in the cup and they beat us quite handsomely, and they had a foreign manager, and he did my head in because all the game he was like, getting press, working all the kids and stuff. He was good. He was foreign. So yeah, I mean, there are some decent ones out there.
Yeah, there's a comment here from Mickey. Wasn't George Graham using us as a stepping stone when he went on to Arsenal? There must be a few foreign managers working in France, Holland, or Italy. I think when you're in the second tier of English football, I think you always are putting yourself in a position that you are going to be a stepping stone, whether it be for a player or a manager. Let's face it. Did Zian Fleming come to Millwall out of the goodness of his heart? Probably not. They wanted him. They did want him, and it was clear they paying him a lot more money than what he was at Fortuna. But he knew he'd get an opportunity to be able to showcase his talent. So I don't agree with the stepping stone thing, because I think that's going to happen everywhere.
You're going to roll out nearly everyone in the betting. Let's be honest, Muscat's going to come here and use us to try and get in the Premier League. Eustace, I'd imagine, is the same young manager. Michael Beale's going to want to get his career back on track. Nathan Jones will be the same. All of them are going to use us.
They're all going to use us as a stepping stone. But that's fine if we get success. We do well for a few years and we're challenging and getting in the playoffs and stuff,
Yeah, Mickey at Dartford Heath. No, he's in he's in Preston. He's got
the lads out on a late night run, pre-match fitness.
Wagner done well at Huddersfield with no money. Again, he's the Norwich manager, mate. So I can't see at the moment anyone leaving.
I think Steve, I think what Wall Line's trying to say there is that he did well at a club that didn't have any money.
Right, yeah.
And a foreign manager.
Yeah, a foreigner. But Huddersfield did have money because their chairman's rich. And during that period, he was actually splashing a bit of money out on players and wages and stuff. I think he's clawed it back a little bit now because I think he's made a big mistake by shelling out so much over the last few years. And now he's been a little bit cautious, hence the reason why they're struggling last few years.
Plenty of games left. Agree, there is plenty of games, but I think it's just going to be a bit of a difficult one for a new manager to until January at least, anyway, and then things maybe.
Plenty of games left for Adam Barrett to showcase what he can do.
Roy Keane, another one, perhaps.
Yeah, imagine
that would be a bit of an interesting one.
He was strongly linked last time as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. He was massively linked. Yeah. Chris Brown, one of the regular listeners, just wanted to be known. I didn't take the piss out of Mickey. No, you didn't. You didn't, but I'm sure Mickey appreciates it. Everyone else did.
I'm glad you got that in there, Chris, because you'll probably block you for next show otherwise. I'm joking.
Half the first team is foreign now. Again, that's true. We have gone a bit more continental, so look, I don't think there's anything wrong with going in the foreign market. I don't think there's anything wrong not going in the foreign market. It's just whoever it is. It's about the fit, and it's about how they're going to improve what we've done over the last few years. How about Cahill? Not sure. I think he's making a fair bit of money out in Qatar, isn't he?
50 million out in Qatar at the moment. He's I think he'll choose Qatar over South Bermondsey at the moment.
Muscat was born in Crawley.
Exactly. It makes him English. He's just got a funny accent.
Yeah, Muscat could have played for Five Nations.
Bit like,
I'm trying to honestly. There's so many comments, guys. I am really trying to get through as many of them or as all of them as I can.
Some men can't multitask, Stephen?
I know. I'm trying my best. Yeah, Zian Fleming been linked with us for years. Yeah. He was linked with us for a little while, but again, it's not someone that you'd until the name actually gets put next to Millwall on social media or whatever. You'd never look at him.
As us and Huddersfield are in for Fleming, and I think he say he was that close to joining. Oh, hello. Did he say he was that close to joining Huddersfield?
I'll take that one off.
Before he chose Millwall, So again, we're that close to actually losing Zian Fleming. He could have been a Huddersfield player right now.
Absolutely. That comment there, just because the longer comments absolutely do Joe in. I'll read it out. Alan, people keep saying SA can do this and can do that due to that clown of a.
Mickey should do what that Lions TV guy Dan does. He only interviews all the fans. But we should get Mickey to get there early at the ground and just interview all the day trippers, all the foreigners, all the Germans and the Italians that are coming out of London Bridge.
I reckon we could buy Mickey a shirt to wear.
He would love it. He won't love it. But yeah, it'd be funny if I watched it. Anyway.
That comment that hid Joe, I won't put it back up. But people keep saying SA can do the comment that hid you. This one, look, I will put it on now just for the sake of it. People keep saying SA can do this, can do that due to that clown of a scout. We had no fresh legs for Bradshaw or Fleming after the last transfer window. New manager must have a grown-up scout with a network of contacts, not an NVQ journalist.
Yeah.
There was a good comment on that as well about on Nathan Jones. Was Aldo at Stoke with Jones? We were trying to work that out, weren't we?
We did establish that they wasn't there together. I think Dan looked into it and they weren't there at the same time. So,
good point, Alex. But I mean, I guess he might have knew about it too late. And by the time he gets to the Premier League, he's probably thinking, has he got better players than Denore to compete in the Premier League? Who knows?
He's at Watford. I'm not sure who that
at Watford
is. Ruben Sellers. No idea. Louise, Mickey Blade Runner.
Blade Runner.
Is
that Wesley Snipes, Louise? Blade Runner.
I don't think Mickey looks anything like Wesley Snipes. He's at Watford now. Ishmael, there you go. Oh. That's who it was. What's more important, a manager that's tactically aware or a manager that understands the club and how it ticks? That is a really, really good question, Alex. And
both, I'll say.
Yeah, both. In an ideal world, you tick every single box. However, I think, and I'm not speaking for the whole fan base, but I'm just generalising here, that if we brought in a manager that understood the club and how to get us going and how to get us going at home, I think that would certainly buy the new manager, a lot more time than someone who is necessarily tactically aware. You'd want both. Don't be you don't want to be silly, but I think if you bring someone in and they get the club and they get what it takes to, get the den rocking, get the den, that nasty hostile atmosphere, I think that would certainly go further.
Kevin Muscat all day. And also we got to remember as well is that Kevin Muscat will probably get more time to settle in than most of the managers. Because the Mill fans straight away will warm to him. They're all going to love him. They're not going to get on his back, So I think he'll have more time to sort of show what he can do, and he definitely gets us as a club.
I can't forgive Wagner after the Natalie Wood controversy. I have no idea what that is. Mill Holdings, if you can
elaborate on that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
But also a quick one as well. I've been told that apparently Kevin Muscat is not the sort of person you think he is off the pitch. So on the pitch, we all saw what he's like as a player. I mean, I think he got set off about 5, 6, 7 times during his stint in Millwall for those sort of 2 or 3 seasons. But apparently he's actually quite a chilled out sort of guy. He's, so yeah. And if they think he's going to be sort of, punching the opposition's manager during game stuff, I don't think that's going to actually happen.
Give him a month back with us, Joe. It'll be all right. We'll get him back into his old ways.
What I'm going to do, guys, I didn't actually expect us to do 50 minutes on the new manager. We're in injury time in the so-called first half. I'm not as fancy as Mickey and being able to play fancy videos for you all and have an interval. And this stuff. Yeah, Joe... Joe blew the budget this week for his appearance fee, so we can't afford to play some videos. I will put the rest of the comments up, and then what we'll do, we'll go run through some of these, and then we'll move on to the game tomorrow. Obviously, the Lions are back in action. Again, obviously, before we do that, obviously we still have a little bit more on the manager. I don't think we'll poach anybody already in a job. No, I think that'd be quite tricky for us with compensation and a budget. I think that's probably going to be out of the question. I don't think it will even matter who we get in unless they change the coaches that we have. Agree. I think the whole backroom staff needs to be changed. A bit late to the show. Neil Warnock is the best record out of all the alternatives. Would love to see him come in. Again, once upon a time, for me, I think with Neil Warnock. I'm
quite pleased that Adam Barrett has fallen from 9-1 to 11-1 now.
It's this show. That's what it is. Everyone's betting on everyone else.
Every pound counts. So let's keep slagging them off and bring that odds higher.
Our best managers have been foreign. Well, Jocks. Can't argue
that's foreign.
And also, didn't Kenny Jackett technically was Welsh as well, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So Hud's new owners use parachute payments by the club. Old chairman received them. That's how he got some of his cash back on why this skin. Now, right. I don't care if Kale can play the guitar. I would have him. Hud's got Mahoney instead of Fleming.
Yeah, I don't think he's playing for them much either, is he, at the moment?
He's at Gillingham now, isn't he? I like that idea, Joe. Mickey interviewing day trippers before the game, that would be fantastic. Ratings would fly. I don't think that would be anything that would fly because I think
we got a coach into doing that. ET, we've got to try and get him to do it. I don't know how we're going to do it, but let's work on it.
EAFC content underscore content underscore 24. Rumours that Mill was talking to Neil Warnock. Allegedly, if you're to believe Richard Cowley, which has a usual reliable source of information, that Millwall are not talking to anybody at the moment. They are still trying to put a shortlist together. Ruben Sells is the Reading manager. I think he was the guy that was mouthing off in that. Yeah, it is.
That's the guy I was thinking of. Yeah.
Yeah.
Although saying that, he's not doing so great in the league, is he, at the moment? I don't think.
No, but they have had points deducted, so they are going through a bit.
They do run the cup at the moment still, aren't they?
Does Aldo ever go to games, or does he watch all these players in his bedroom on his laptop?
The latter.
Possibly the latter.
After he's banked through the Teletubbies or something, yeah.
Mickey looks more like a drug runner than a Blade Runner.
Standing by the lamppost like that earlier, yeah.
The Championship is very much a tactical battle these days. We need to adjust match to match. Yeah, perhaps. I would like Ruben Sells. Again, the same guy from Reading. Louise, again, can you put up a poll for future manager options? I'm not as technical as Mickey, I'm afraid.
Right,
so
Louise, I did one not on here, but I did one on the Millwall poll on Twitter, and I think the 4 was Muscat, was it Bill Eustace and Nathan Jones, I think it was, and from memory Muscat was absolutely running away with it. I'm not sure what it is now, but if you get a chance to look at it on Twitter, just search Millwall polls and you'll see it on there. But,
you're out in yourself here, Joe. You're out in yourself now.
I'm trying not to, but what can I do?
Don't think it matters if the new manager gets the club. It's more about the fans getting the new manager. If he does that by winning games. Yeah, completely agree. As I say, if the manager, in doing that, for the manager to win games, I think he's got to utilise the Den. You can't just turn up and expect it to be all, it's going to be hostile and we're going to, everyone's going to be chanting and whatnot. You have to. It has to be a bit of give and take. My last point, Rowett's legacy will be top half finishes but never getting us over the line. Who has he improved as a footballer? Danny Mack gone backwards. Mitchell become Josh Rowett 2.0.
That's harsh. Mitchell.
That is harsh, yeah. Or Billy.
Yeah.
Don't worry about Danny.
Oh no, I'm not saying anything about Danny McNamara anymore because I get absolutely hammered for doing that now. So I'm saying nothing. 3 names each for a manager that you would want, lads. Go. For me, I said it the other day. Eustace.
Useless or Eustace?
No, Eustace. I'm going to change up slightly, and I'm going to say one that's massively controversial. Eustace,
Mickey,
Wilder, and Steve Morrison.
Ooh, I did like Steve Morrison's interview on Sky Sports the other day. I have to admit. I mean, what he was saying. Have you heard it?
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, what he said was, like, I got the hairs back of my neck, sort of go. I was like, oh, that's it. That's what we want. That's what we want to hear. And he's talking about, the playing style, the way that the managers got to come in, what they've got to do, and all that. So yeah, but my 3 would be in probably reverse order. I'll probably go for Eustace 3rd, Ryan Mason 2nd, Kevin Muscat 1st. Like you, Ben?
Yeah, I said the other night Eustace. I said Wilder, Eustace, Warnock, and I ain't saying that because I just can't see Muscat coming. I think Muscat would be my number 1. I just don't think it's going to happen. But again, in a realistic pick, I think Nathan Jones. I've just got this nagging thing that's going to be him.
No one said that. No one said Adam Barrett, so far. Just checking.
And go back to the Steve Morrison piece, Joe. Sorry, Steve. I was just going to say, I'd love to get Morrow in some way, shape, or form as assistant or something.
Yeah,
it'd be great to get him part of the club.
Yeah.
David, I wonder if Mickey's in changes formation and tactics. How do you think he was set up, lads? We will come on to that very, very shortly. We will move on. We will move on from the manager comments, but everyone's got an opinion. So, and we appreciate all the comments, all the people that are coming in. Nathan Jones wasn't given a chance at Saints. They did not get that either. There's something going on in the chat. I have no idea what's going on. Yeah, Warnock is old enough to be the player's granddad, but has just got Huddersfield out of trouble. He's got the bug. I don't think he does have the bug, actually. I think he hinted towards the last couple of games at Huddersfield that I think this time he really is done, personally. But that's just my opinion. It'd be interesting
also see on his Twitter as well that he's doing a tour next year or something.
Yeah.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to take Ipswich through a coach from a Prem team. Yeah, we did discuss that, Mike. Hope you will. Hope you will make the next home game after you didn't make the last one after giving me a load of abuse about my shorts. So that isn't forgotten. I think Mickey was looking for brass. Amazed Alex Scott ain't been mentioned. Her name seems to come up for every job. True, it is. Literally, she is everywhere. Teddy Sheringham interested. What about a young and upcoming manager in the lower leagues? Anyone you lot can think of?
Mark Kennedy.
Richard Williams.
Yeah. Yeah, but surely Ruben says let's come to Mill rather than League 2 Reading. Well, technically they're in League 1, but I do see your point.
They should be in League 2.
They will be very soon. Alex Scott rather than Barry Scott.
What do you guys feel about Emma Hayes? Is it Emma Hayes?
Warnock don't like Mill. Please.
Emma Hayes. The guys and the girls listening and watching this. If Mill were to appoint who's Chelsea women's coach, Emma Hayes, who I think she was like 16-1 at one point. If she got the job, what would happen there? I mean, how would that work? I mean, it'd be a massive appointment, wouldn't it? To have she's a very, very good coach. Yeah,
is the woman still at Forest Green? Is she still there?
No, that's Duncan. Is it Duncan Ferguson now? That one?
No, he left in the summer. They've got the first female.
He left already?
Or did have.
He only joined in the summer, didn't he?
No, it was sort of back end of last year.
So the first one, Emma for Millwall Romans.
Yeah. We can see how she gets on there first, can't she? You know.
Soon the backroom star pissed off as well. The bear, completely agree. Emma Hayes, a very good shout. Knows her stuff. Interesting. Mike, Emma Hayes equals Media Circus. Right. I am going to say that we're going to stop talking about who the next Millwall manager is going to be, because honestly, I love the comments. I love going through them. I love discussing the names. But Jesus, we could be here until kick-off tomorrow, lads. If this is what we're talking about, it is. You know, I think, Joe, you summed it up really, really well earlier. This isn't gonna stop after a couple of days. This is going to go on for a couple of weeks. There's going to be all sorts of rumours. You're going to get all sorts of articles like today. A name's going to be linked, or something's going to happen, and the media are going to go crazy. So I think. Certainly, it's one that we're going to have to really keep an interest in and look at. But yeah, I'm gonna move on.
Sorry, Stephen. Before we do, just very quickly. So I'm not sure the guy's name who just commented there about Darren Moore.
Darren Moore. He's at Huddersfield.
Where's he gone? So I'm sure he got a job recently, didn't he?
Huddersfield.
Was it Huddersfield? Yeah. There you go, Ross.
I hate Emma Hayes. Well,
Emma.
Mora's a great shout. First bit of Christmas week and having a fight in the stand.
I think we need a bit of that though, Barry.
Yeah,
we need to bring that bit of that back.
Fat Hayes.
Get Mora in the stands.
No thanks. Don't need Emma Hayes. Oh God. Right. I'm gonna leave this one. This is the last one. Emma who I would stop going. Right. Now, Ben, talk to me. Move kickoff. You being the Northern correspondent, we'll get there in the end. Just before we come on, you said to me that the weather's horrendous up there and it's an absolute joke travelling. Moving the kickoff obviously isn't going to happen because Sky won't allow that. Any danger of the game tomorrow being
called off,
postponed?
I wouldn't say it's 100% going to be on. Put it that way. It's been absolutely pissing down for hours now.
Is there wind with it though, Ben? Just
it is really, really windy, which is probably the only plus. Rotherham's obviously been called off tonight, but I think that's more to do with the surrounding areas of the ground. So
you heard that waterlogged pitch?
I think that would better be my only concern because it has been a lot of rain. But I mean, they're obviously going to be decent.
Have you checked that where you're living at the moment? What's it like for next sort of like?
Mate, it's been raining for 2 years since I moved up here, mate. So I'm just given now it just rains all the time. But no, I haven't.
Let me have a quick look. See, I watch Trash TV. I could give you the weather in Preston. How good is that? Right,
Gaza.
So rain. So it's rain forecast till midnight. Then there's a little bit of wind in the morning, and it's going to be cloudy. It's just cloudy all morning.
It'll be fine.
I think we're all good.
Gaza missing this second away miss. Train strikes Kyboshed Plymouth for me. Let's hope it gets called off. Gives the new manager another game.
It gives Adam Barrett another week in charge, doesn't it?
Preston in a dry patch. So now we've got proof from our weather correspondent Joe Zampa and our Northern correspondent Ben that the game is going to be going ahead tomorrow. What do you think? God, if the game gets called off tomorrow, that's going to come back and bite. That's real hard. Right, Adam Barrett in the dugout 5 minutes before he sends the team out. What are you expecting from us and him, Joe?
Exactly the same as what Rowett would give us with less hair.
Ben?
Perfect. I got nothing to add. Nothing to add to that. I mean, we've already mentioned it a couple of times, but his hand's going to probably fall slightly right with the amount of injuries that we've got. So what can he do in 3 days? Probably a day of that he's going to have spent in the boardroom. So yeah, it's not going to be too different, is it? I can't, as we said earlier, he's not going to come out and start playing 3-4-3 and changing formation. I'd imagine it's going to be very similar.
Yeah.
Ben, can you go outside and do a weather report? Just walk the streets for a bit.
Go on, Ben.
If I walk outside with a
Go
laptop
find a
in
lamppost.
Manchester, I'll get robbed.
Go
I
on.
can't do that.
Go and do some dogging.
Right, 4-4-2 and best to draw. Look,
Ain't gonna happen.
I-
He'll go 5 at the back. He'll go Rowett.
Tony's gonna outdo you there, Mike. He's gonna go 6 at the back.
With Adam Barrett playing.
Oh God, all we need now is Dan to be on this because this is just negative all over the place, isn't it?
I actually think we're going to win tomorrow.
You did say that. We'll come to a prediction towards the end. We need a decent result against Preston. We need a win, no less. I think we do need a win, but I certainly would take a point, considering that I think they are 3rd in the league or 4th in the league or whatever. So I would have watched it. A 0-0 written all over it. Barrett will not want to lose at all costs. That is a potential issue, I think, because if he's been told that he's got basically an audition over the next couple of games, he's 10 minutes to go. We're going to have literally everyone in our own box, defending for their lives. So that is a potential issue. More or less waffle from Baldy Barrett. I mean, this show all we need to do is show this chat to the
Yes.
to the interviewing board, whoever's on the interview panel. Did you watch the Barrett press match? Yeah. Yeah, we did. We again, sounds like he's already got the job, but let's hope that's not the case.
I've never seen him so happy. I don't think I've ever seen Adam Barrett smile ever. And then today he's fucking beaming from ear to ear when I watched that video.
10 at the back.
He's got a £2 million contract, but don't tell everyone. Do you know what I mean? Just keep it under your hat. But don't worry, you got the job.
What players will come out of the shell now? That's interesting. We'll come back to that, Mr. Nate. They're leaking goals at the moment. Preston away 1-4-2, Fleming hat-trick. We did. I can't quite see that again this year. We're not sure. Due to Preston's good form, I think we will lose 2-1. Neil Warnock, just seen Warnock in the Spoons at Surrey Quays. He's been in the pie and mash shop tonight. He's been walking down the Ildston Road and now he's in the Spoons. So he's having a good night of it by the.
He's also been around Dartford with Mickey looking for cross.
So now Rowett has gone. Can we take the shackles off Mitchell and Saville? George Saville, maybe. Billy Mitchell, if I don't think both of them can get in. With Casper Denore in the middle, I don't think both of them can get in.
Do you think Adam Barrett will play Immaculate and Essay tomorrow and start them?
I think I might see one.
We've got as much chance of them two playing tomorrow as Mickey has of getting a job. Honestly, it ain't going to happen. He's not going to do it. And you know what? We can clip this and you lot who comment on this every week, and you guys there, you can give me as much abuse tomorrow at 2:00 if both of them are in the starting.
How much abuse is going to take?
Honestly, he's not going to do it. He's not going to do it. He's not going to do it.
Right.
It's just not.
So if Essay starts tomorrow, guys, you got
no. Essay and Amaku.
Okay, Essay and Amaku. All right, guys, you heard that first.
Yeah, whatever you like.
Give them pelters.
Hopefully another 2-0 with another Fleming forearm smash. Yeah, that would be fantastic.
Yeah.
To be honest, our away form this season has comfortably been top 6. It has. And this is where Rowett probably had it right away from home. I think we have only lost one game away from the Den this year. It's just problem is what was happening at the Den. But yeah, maybe it's a game set up for the Rowett game plan. Just has to be carried out by Adam Barrett. Barrett needs to simply form a main starting 11, just temporarily, not pull a Rowett and change every game. I would usually agree with that, but injuries are very much the problem. I think that is an issue. I think they'll play with newfound freedom and spank Preston 0-0. Just like Rowett, boring Rowett.
Yeah, I think more boring. I think Barrett's even more boring than Rowett, to be fair.
We haven't got many positive. I think a draw 1 point would be best for us against Preston. Don't want the chance of Barrett getting the job.
Exactly.
No chance. They're shit.
Tell you, lads, we're going to win tomorrow. I've just got that feeling.
Warnock has just transferred his post office account to pick up his pension at Surrey Quays. There we go. So
he's a busy man tonight.
You can imagine him sort of turning up in his motorised vehicle, isn't it? Warnock pulling up at the reception, getting out of his walking stick, asking somewhere the directions are to the director's office.
Both start Schultz Tuesday night. Now, I don't ever want to turn down a little bet like that. But I don't know if I can wear. I can't wear shorts then on Tuesday, can I?
What, Tuesday, as in Tuesday night against Blackburn?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. That's a great bet. I like that one, Mike. Well done, mate.
Have you got your flu jab?
No.
If you have, get it done now.
And you know, the thing is, I don't think you guys were on the stream. Mike actually sits directly in front of me at the den, so he really is playing. He's playing. He really is. He's taking a piss. That's what he's doing.
He must like your legs. He's seen it quite often most home games, and he wants you to get your knees out. Then I hope you're doing too bad, Stephen.
I'll tell you what. I'll take that. If Amaku and Esse both start Schultz on Tuesday night, I'll take that.
Fucking freezing on Tuesday night.
But on the basis that I'll come to the game in Schultz, whether I'm still in them. Come the second half. That's a different. Danny Mack and Cuffy in front as a winger got to be worth a try. Danny at right back needs an outlet, worth a try. Dan, we will come back to that because I'm going to ask the guys in a second, and I'm going to ask all of you guys for what you think the team will be tomorrow. Will we have a full sub bench tomorrow? That's a great question. It's likely to be filled with a couple of youngsters because I don't think we've got. I think it should be predominantly senior squad, but we'll see. Whatever happens with the manager, we must get behind the team. No booing, just proper support. Barry, I completely agree 100%. John Pyatt's Mill, so whatever you think will happen, the opposite will. Well, based on this chat, we're going to win about 8-0 then, if the opposite's going to happen. Barrett, your football's all right. Adam Barrett, your football's all right. No. Hashtag Schultz. Dan Riggs, after the game against Hull, I wouldn't start him. Mill Holdings, are you three lads going to Preston? Ben is going. Myself and Joe will not be there. I believe, though, I think for the first time ever, all of the podcast boys. Oh, no, Ben, you're going to ruin that, aren't you? Watford next week. All right.
Yeah, I'll go down.
All right, ignore that. Ignore that.
His pass don't go that far, does it?
that tag on his ankle, it only lets him go a couple of miles.
So I couldn't go outside to show you the weather.
I say Cuffy is what we need right now. I think we've got 6 players out. Right, guys, I'm up to date with the comments. I'm going to ask Joe and Ben first, if you guys can put your answers to this. First, pick the 11 tomorrow. I'm going to ask you, Joe, not what you want. I'm going to ask you to pick what you think Adam Barrett's first 11 will be as temporary manager, and then Ben, I'll come to you straight after.
Right. The thing is, he can't go on record.
Hold on, before you say that, before you do that, Stephen, if you aren't keeping the shorts on, are you going on the pitch naked? No, nobody wants to see that. I can assure you, nobody wants that. I will bring some jogging bottles or jeans or something with me and put them on over.
Especially if it's cold.
Yeah. Let's not go there. Let's not go there. Right, Joe. What's Adam Barrett going to pick tomorrow?
It's a tough one. So he goes on record, doesn't he, Barrett, say about how he's got his own ideas and his own style of playing and this, that, and the other. So I mean, I probably will be a little bit surprised if he goes the Rowett sort of way, because he's made a statement saying that he's got his own philosophy, his own way of playing. So I'm interested to see what he's going to do. So I'm going to be bold, and I reckon he's going to go with Amaku and Esse in the team as well, just so I can see Sean Tuck on Tuesday night in shorts. I reckon he's going to go. I mean, it's hard because so many players out injured. I reckon he'll go. He probably would play 5 at the back, especially away to Preston. But let's say he's going to go with 4. I think he might go with Wes Harding, right centre back, and Cooper, because we're so short on centre backs, aren't we, at the moment? I think he'll go right back. I think he will pick Dane McNamara. Left back, I think he'll go for Joe Bryan. I think he'll go for Sav, and he'll go with the Norre in the DM role. I think he'll then go Fleming in the 10, Esse on the right. I think he might go for Longman. No, I think he might go for Imaku on the left side of the 3, Zach. And then if Bradshaw's fit, isn't he, to play? Is it Nisbet that's in?
So.
Yeah, Bradshaw's back.
So probably Bradshaw up front. That's my thing.
Who is Adam Barrett? Not what you would pick. Who is Adam Barrett going to pick for his 11 tomorrow?
As I've already said, I don't think he's had enough time to change it. So I think it's just going to be, well, obviously in goal, I think it's going to be Harding, Cooper, Wallace. I had to write this out. It wasn't that hard because we haven't got that many players to fucking pick from. Norton, Cuffy, Sav, Longman. I think Sav will get in tomorrow. Denore, Campbell, Fleming, Bradders. I think it's going to be the 11.
Truman in goal.
Wow, Truman, Cuffy, Harding, Wallace, Cooper, Bryan, Sav, Denore, Fleming, and Maku. Bradders. We've got a few of these coming in now, so I will put all these up. Bilkowski, Norton, Cuffy, Harding.
I'm more
Cooper,
impressed Connor's actually written Bart's full name there rather than not just gone with Bart.
Yeah, absolutely. Bonus point to Connor. And although I'm going to say it, he's Googled it.
Yes,
I Google it every time, so there's no
ChatGPT's been in there.
Denore, Saville, Watmore, number 10. Duncan Watmore is actually out injured. Yeah. So Amaku, Fleming, Esse, Fleming as a target man. Joe's just named my team. Totally agree. God. No Lenny or Watmore. They're both injured. Yeah, they're both out. So that's Bart, Norton, Cuffy, Cooper, Harding, Wallace, Bryan, Denore, Sav, Esse, Bradders, and Maku. Time for the short, Stephen. Yeah. Miss Bryan. Connor, FIFA. I'm assuming that's in relation to the Bart comment. I respect it. If that's where you get it right, then I respect that. Warnock, Ilderston Road, Pie and Mash, the Spoons, the Blue. All he needs now is New Crossing to finish his night off. I know he's been everywhere, Neil Warnock. Bart, Harding, Cooper, Wallace, Cuffy, Bryan, Sav, Casper, Esse, Fleming, Bradshaw. I think that team that's been put up there is probably the closest to what I think Adam Barrett will play tomorrow. Unfortunately, I can still see George Saville not getting a game, and it's going to send me probably on a downward spiral because it's an absolute disgrace. But that's the closest I think.
I'll agree. I think that's what he'll go for.
That's the closest, and I think I think Fleming will be pushed further forward to give Bradshaw real support as a partner, and I think Esse will drop in the hole personally. But
just in terms of Saturday games, obviously Rowett left 2 days ago now. Seems like fucking months ago that he left.
Imagine it'd be like in 2 weeks' time, Ben, we still haven't replaced him.
I know. It's going to be nuts, isn't it? It's going to be nuts. When did he leave? 3 years ago? No, 5 days ago.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Obviously, they would have worked on Preston, obviously, I'm assuming, for 2 weeks over the international break, right? So it would have been interesting from that respect, from a tactical perspective, if they have, that Barrett would have been part of that from the team structure, etc., etc. If he now just goes in and goes 2 days before the game, like, I'm changing it all, it's not going to happen, is it?
No, I reckon Watmore's played great lately. Oh, he's injured. Yeah, I agree, Louise. They always get bloody injured. Ben, this is what I'm saying. What you've said there is spot on. He's not going to come in and have a magic wand and everything's just going to change, because he not only have the players been working on it, but Adam Barrett has been working on the tactics that Gary Rowett as for the last 3 weeks. I can't see. Watch Campbell still getting the team. Unfortunately, I do think they still persist with him. I wouldn't personally.
Do we think the Campbell situation, do we think that's part of his contract? We signed him on loan with the agreement that he plays every game.
I'm going to chuck a spanner. I'm not on the massive Campbell hate. I know 95% of our fan base are.
How do I kick him off? How do I boot him off?
Things with Campbell, he's marginally getting better every game, but marginally. I'm talking.
He looked like Billy Bunter when he looked fatter than me when he first come.
When he first started, yeah. So every game, I think he's getting a little bit fitter and a little bit better. You can sort of see there's a bit of a player there.
Thank you, AT.
But when he takes Sav's place in the team, and you'd rather have Sav in there than him,
Yeah,
I don't know. It's very hard to kind of digest, isn't it?
I'd rather Sav in there.
Yeah.
Would you recall Campbell? No, we were just talking about that, David. Absolutely not. Chris has sent in his team: Bilkowski, Harding, Cooper, Wallace, Bryan, Sav, Denor, S.A., Amaku, Campbell, Bradders. Okay, that's interesting. No Fleming.
Schultz for Stephen again.
Yeah, and Schultz for Stephen again.
I'll get a little bit higher, aren't they?
Yeah, but this means nothing. Adam Barrett, he's gonna, you know,
I agree. AT.
Send Campbell back, forget the contract. When Saville's missing, you realise how good he is to us in the middle. Absolutely, 100% agree with that. It's definitely part of his contract.
With the Norway midfield, like it just allows Sav to just sort of like not say
get
roam around
forward.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? A bit more free, a bit more license because the Norway is kind of just, is one of boss fit for him now in the middle. You know.
Be interesting if, as and when Sav does get back in, because as he's got a little bit older, or maybe it was just Rowett instructions. Obviously, he was dropping slightly deeper, wasn't he? He sort of become that, not holding midfielder for us, but he was that sort of.
Dan, he looks like
midfielder.
A player that a fan that has won a day with the team. Cam was a fitness issue. Alan Campbell looks like a Sunday League player. Look, I what I would say, and I agree to a certain extent with Ben, I don't think Alan Campbell is a bad footballer. That's not the case. But when you've got who should have been the man who should have been player of the season last year, someone who genuinely was so good for us over the course of the season, not getting a look in, that's what does it for me. And it's who he's keeping out of the team, I think, is what bothers perhaps fans more, because it's not like we haven't got anyone else to play there, or it's a youngster, or you know, we've got 4 injuries or something. It's who he's keeping out of the team.
Or it's not that he's improved the team, has he, at all, Campbell?
Mill team. You won't have to wear shorts. That's the energy. That is the energy we need. That is the energy that we need.
Let's hope you're wrong, Millsy. But yeah, if Campbell comes in and did what Denore did, then fair play. You can see the reason why he brought in. He's improved the first team. He's a quality of play. You see why. But the fact he's come in now, and let's be honest, I mean, he's had, 6-7 games? I mean, how long does a player need to show what they can do? He's had more than his fair share of starts. I just don't think he's that good. I really don't. I think he's all right, but yeah, no better than what we've got already.
Be interesting as well then when Honeyman comes back, because again, we've said it a few times now. We really missed him in the running last year when he got injured.
Exactly.
I mean,
he
looked bigger than me and Campbell put together. To be fair, over the summer, so hopefully he's done a bit of weight.
He is also back, isn't he? Because he's been on the bench, wasn't he?
He was the last game, wasn't he? You're right, yeah.
So he's not going to be far back then.
So whilst Campbell's improving, it is from a very poor start. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Adrian. He was pretty shocking the first sort of game or two, the first 2 games, but getting better slowly. But let's see. Let's give him a couple more games. Let's see what we can do. But I really do think there's something in his contract that says that he has to play. I really can't see the logic at the moment why that's happening.
Campbell's the new Taylor Fletcher, player Matthew.
Campbell's a new Taylor Hayes.
Oh, God. Replace Campbell with Warnock, and he gives away far too many free kicks. Perhaps I think that is disgraceful that Campbell is better. That is disgraceful that Campbell is better than Sav. No, he's not.
No, he's not. He's definitely not.
You get Nathan Jones, then Campbell will play. That is true because he was his player. True. I believe he signed him.
Yeah, he signed him from Motherwell.
Sav was our lead on the pitch, put his foot in, drives the team on, gets in the ref. Yeah, I agree. We're missing leaders, and Sav is certainly a leader. Indeed, Amaku starting and up front is a must. I would like it. I just can't see it personally.
Who are we dropping in that instance? Just out because anyone says Bradders, I'm not having it. Just no.
Ben, he's offering you a scrap.
Just no. It's not happening.
Kids in the playground looking for a scapegoat. Our issues are much deeper than Campbell. Perhaps.
Yeah, I agree. Rob, 100%.
I do. Look, I'm not saying that Alan Campbell is a bad footballer, but I just think that we have better option who's sitting on the bench, not getting any game time, and that's a fundamental problem for me. But we'll see. Is there anyone in our midfield that you don't think is fat, Ben?
Billy's all right. Yeah, Billy's all right. Denori's all right.
What do you think was Rowett's men and will get dropped by the new manager? Again, it's hard to say because Adam Barrett was Rowett's man potentially as well because he stuck with him. So not sure. When the new manager's actually announced permanently, that's when you might see a couple of changes. Campbell's like Robbie Savage. Better off playing Ali Campbell from UB40. Jesus Christ.
Love it, UB40.
Idiots, I'm out of here. Fair enough.
Oh, Rob, don't be like
that. Would have Danny Mac over Coffee too. Coffee is a bit like Forrest Gump. He doesn't know when to stop running. I was asked to do a little bit of a review on Norton Coffey for an Arsenal podcast and said very similar. I think he's confident. I don't think he knows when to get rid of the ball. He just holds on to it for that little bit too long and then, it gets swallowed up by sort of 2 or 3, 4 players. And I think there's a player in there, but he does need to learn a little bit.
He's very unorthodox, isn't he? Cuffy, I don't think he knows what he's doing half the time, which makes it even harder for defenders to read him the way he plays,
Danny also had a really good game last year at Preston. So maybe it's his game to build his confidence back.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah. Definitely.
Amaku
needs to start 110%.
Just in front of who? If it's in front of Fleming, but that's not happening.
I know Lenny is that injured, but him and Sam are first 2 names on my team sheet. Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, I absolutely 100%. Alex, anyone going to any local football games tomorrow? Probably not, because tomorrow we've got England playing in the Cricket World Cup. Any cricket fans out there? I know Ben is. So we've got that, and then in the middle we've got the Millwall game. So that's kind of my day sorted. Joe, any local football for you?
No, my local. I've got a couple of local teams. Met Police is not very far from where I am, so they're good. A good watch. Dorking quite good. Old Mark White. It's up the road from where I am. But now tomorrow I'm just going to watch the game at home and probably meet mates for a couple of beers in the pub.
Ben's local game is the Millwall v Preston game, so he'll be he'll be there. Saville being dropped over Cam was a disgrace in my opinion. More issues at hand, I agree, but start with the obvious. Yeah, I quite agree. That's one of the. I think that's one of the main issues when people talk about at Millwall leaders and players that drive you forward and players that get what it takes to play for the club. I think George Saville fits all of those categories. And to not have him in the team when you don't have Hutchinson, who's your captain, I think it was Robert Tit, lads. Okay.
Also, just a quick check-in. Can you guys tell me what's going on at Married at First Sight at the moment? We're half an hour in. We're a little bit worried about Ella and her mental health at the moment. So, if you don't mind just finding out, seeing how she's getting on, then that'd be really appreciated.
Alan Campbell. Alan Campbell is like Robbie Coltrane. Jesus, Ben, you've started something there now. Campbell showed his weight when playing for Coventry, but not for the way he was playing in, unless Barrett changes our style of play. Yeah, completely agree. Play Bradders and Amaku
together.
But perhaps that could be a good shout.
From a long time ago, I don't know if you guys remember this, but I've always said we've got to play Maku and Nisbet, or Maku and Bradshaw. We need that pace, don't we, to get behind the fence?
Absolutely, and it's something that we have missed massively over the last sort of couple of seasons. We were shocking against Afghanistan, so need to rectify that tomorrow. Yes, Alex, must win for England. Must win.
Is it bad that I read that and when the fuck did we play Afghanistan?
Love the cricket. Love the cricket, boys. Nice.
Was that in a war? Was it?
Rugby World Cup semi-final as well for England. Yeah, I'm not a huge rugby fan myself, but I like to see England do well in any competition. I don't mind
chasing when it comes to like this sort of type of semi-finals, finals. Then it gets a little bit interesting, doesn't it? But I can't really watch.
Chris Brown, shorts and cricket. I'm sorry, Chris, but that's my life. So
and FIFA,
and FIFA. Saville told Mr. G Rowett, play me or This next comment is fantastic. Joe, I'm off for a couple of beers. Sure, mate. You had tonight off. You had an MAF episode to catch up on. Just realised we're playing the Souths in both cricket and rugby World Cup tomorrow. Yes, two very, very tough games for England, but hopefully double England win and a Millwall win make it all right, mate. So was the Russian army and the US forces. Oh God. Hashtag Schultz. That's never going anywhere. Up to date with the comments. I'm just going to hide that for a little while as I'm up to date with them all. Right. We've been going for about an hour and a half. It's been interesting. We've had cameo from Mickey, Married at First Sight, Schultz, Fat Jokes, Emma Hayes, you name it. It's been a bit mad, really. But Ben, you're going to the game tomorrow. You're optimistic. You're the positive ray of sunshine on this show.
Said one ever.
No, this is it. You're a changed man.
I need positivity at the moment.
Guys, if we can ask for the comments as well. Ben, I'm going to ask you for a prediction tomorrow. And if you're going to predict us to score, can you give me scorers, please?
Yeah, I'm going to go over 2-1 Millwall win. I was having a look earlier. We've actually, in recent years, got a really good record against Preston. We haven't lost since 2019. Only 2 draws in 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 games. So we've got a really good recent record against them. I just think we're going to have a little bit of a lift tomorrow. I think the shackles are going to come off. Sav's going to play. 2-1 win. I'm going to go Bradders and Sav. Bradders and Sav.
Okay, Joe. New Zealand smashing Argentina in another semi-final. I know New Zealand are pretty good, so that's not really much of a surprise to me. Joe, prediction for tomorrow and a couple of goal scorers, if you're going to name.
Prediction is that Nathaniel and Ella are going to break up. Oh, sorry, football, right? Okay. I think fuck me, I don't want Adam Barrett to win his fucking first game in charge. Does that sound really bad?
Yeah, it does. It really does.
Because of course I want us to win, of course, but I just feel if he fucking wins, these first 2 games or something, that's it. He's there, isn't he? Like, oh God. I think we might win it, but no, I think we're going to go for a draw, 1-1. 1-1.
And who's going to get our goal?
And I think SA will get it.
All right, I'm going to go for a couple of these. PJ, 2-1 Bradders double. Gaza London, 2-2. David, 3-2 Wall. Come on, you Lions. Millwall Holdings, 1-1 Cooper. He's due a goal, Jake Cooper, actually. That's an interesting one.
And that's an Adam Barrett type of game, that is, isn't it? 1-1 and defending scoring.
Cooper's scoring a set piece, yeah.
He loves a set piece, anyway, Adam Barrett.
1-1 draw, I think.
You Mickey in disguise. Oh, you Mickey in disguise. That's what I should be singing tomorrow. Ben, start off when you're up there, yeah?
Yeah, I will, mate.
1-1. I will take a draw at the moment. Short odds 1-0 to us. Yes, short joke. Light Rowett, boring 0-0 draw. Chris Brown 1-1. Oh God, I love Ben's passion for Bradders. Jesus Christ, you should. I tell you what, you want to hear. You want to hear the passion from Ben about Bradders' mum. That's the passion you want to hear.
Oh, actually, not from me, from my dad.
That's fucking what passion that is.
For anyone that makes no sense to, me and Ben went to Wigan away last year. I was in the pub with Bradders' mum, and Ben's dad was. I think he was in love. 3-2 Brian and Mako and Bradders. Big fan of that. Big SA and Mako to score
and start.
Milwaukee, Sav won't start. Hope not. Hope he does. Sorry, Coops hasn't scored since Feb. 0-0, but a better performance than what we've been served up as of late. Oh, Mickey on the pod account, 0-3 to us. SA2, Bradshaw 1.
Can't take that.
1-1. Ched Evans scoring both goals. I tell you what, if that's what you think, get some money on that, because that's big odds. There's a comment coming.
He's back tomorrow, isn't he?
Yeah, he is back. Agree with Joe. 1-1. Don't know the score though. That's absolutely fine. This is a fantastic one. Ben?
No comment.
Oh, that's going to make it even worse. I am going to go tomorrow. Do you know what? I think I'm being optimistic. I'm going to go. I'm going to go 2-0. Mill will win. I think Remain SC will get on the score sheet tomorrow. I've just got a feeling, and I'm going to go with a little bit of a rogue one for the scorer, for the other scorer. I'm going to go for Wes Harding from a set piece. I think he's going to get himself up there and get himself a goal. A little bit out of the box.
Can you imagine that when 2-0 there, everyone's singing one Adam Barrett, only one Adam Barrett. Oh,
they will.
It felt like a fucking nightmare.
If Seville don't start Barrett out, hashtag Ben Bradshaw.
Can you imagine the fans singing for Adam Barrett in the sack? He's only fucking playing half a game. And they're running on his case.
Hashtag Bradder's mum. I'll be starting off now.
Adam Barrett, your football is shit.
Right, guys, it's been different. It's been emotional. I'll come to both of you. Joe, I know you're desperately going to try and catch a rerun of Married at First Sight after we go off, but have we got any...
I hope I might catch the last 20 minutes after I finish here.
Have we got any final words of wisdom for the listeners and anyone listening back on a podcast tomorrow?
Oh, fuck me. Okay, so Adam Barrett, okay, he's going to be, up for this. Yeah, he's got what he wanted. He's got the opportunity to manage the first team. He's going to go out there, and I think he's going to be really boring. Play 5 at the back. Try and keep it 0-0, and if we're lucky, we might nick a goal. But yeah, don't expect a lot and hope for the best, guys. Is what I'm saying.
Right, before I think we've got comment of the night. Before I come to you, Ben, this is absolutely outstanding. First of all, thanks, Ted. Appreciate that. Daz Wellings, I'm concerned about Mickey. He's been caught in McDonald's car park. He don't know the sit. It's to do with his quarter pounder.
And he's pushing fucking Warnock around in a wheelchair. All caught on CCTV.
Thanks, guys. But I'm going for Butler and Brooks to both get centuries as we see off the Sabbath. Alex, I would love that. I'd love to see. Nice. I'd love to see Harry Brook get 100.
Who's Brooks?
It's the cricket. Joe.
No signings, Joe.
Campbell to score, no chance. Well done, lads. Enjoyed it. Right, Ben, you're going to the game tomorrow. You are. You've been our positive ray of sunshine for the show, I think.
Yeah.
Give us some final words of wisdom.
Well, just going back to the manager piece, look, it is going to be a long, drawn-out process. It ain't going to happen anytime soon, is it? I think we know that. It is a bit of a weird one with Barrett because I'm slightly in Joe's camp. I don't want him in charge. That being said, I do want us to win tomorrow. I'm not taking the little one. She was lucky charm last year at her first game. If we win 4-0, I think it was said on Wednesday night, I'll be on the pitch. But I'll just take the 3 points.
Thanks, guys. Top banter was always nice one. Cheers, Dan. Nice one, Connor, thank you for the show, lads. Cheers, guys. Good luck. I doubt Ben is Brad's dad. I'm gonna if any more comments come in, but I'm gonna try and do a little bit of an outro. But I'm gonna put this one up as I say it. Love the podcast, lads. Like and subscribe. If you can like and subscribe for us, it would really, really help us out. I'm doing my Mickey speech now. Hopefully, I can do it a little bit better than he does.
Isn't it a bit like this with his Mickey speech though? Like allegedly, you've got to be a bit more.
You're getting banned, you are, Joe. You're getting banned.
1 second.
Oh God.
No. It is what it is. At the end of the day, we've got to make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you
hold on.
And cheers, fella. Cut that bit out, Stephen. You're going to kill me. Cut it out, Stephen.
And on that bombshell,
do you know what? I can't. Yeah, this is the last time you'll see Joe on that Millwall podcast. You won't see him ever again.
Audience, I just want to say it's been lovely knowing you. I won't see you ever again after this, unfortunately, but I've really enjoyed it, and I've loved the comments. I love the engagement we've had, and yeah, I wish you all the best, and yeah, hope you have a good life.
Great first few. Cheers, guys. Dad's Wellington sitting next to me. Great, really good to another listener. Thank you for tuning in. We really appreciate it. Good start for Mickey Barrett tomorrow, I think. Great show, lads. Cheers, Mike. If I have to wear shorts on Tuesday because of you, I'm going to kill you. Excellent, guys. Enjoyable. Need 5K so we can play Fatty TV. Mickey's at the wheel. Cheers, on, fellas. As I was saying before Joe decided to do his Mickey impression, come on everyone, let's get to 5K subscribers so the boys can get fat down and smash it on a charity match. As I say, if the likes and subscribes, the whole thing with the 5K with Lions TV, I don't know if that will happen. If we can get it, fantastic. There is options to perhaps look at another avenue, maybe a different opponent, we're not sure. But thanks for listening to us, giving up your Friday. Obviously, we love talking about Millwall and doing the show for you guys, but it would be nothing without your comments, and some of the stuff you guys come up with is absolutely fantastic.
Funny fuckers, aren't they?
They are. Millwall supporters are undefeated. They really are. They're the
best sense of humour. And,
yeah,
always a good laugh. Yeah,
absolutely. If you can follow us across Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, obviously subscribe on there and give us a like. Facebook, we're on all of them. All of us guys, we regularly go to games. If you see us, you see us, come and say hello. Dan, who's in the chat, we had a chat with him last night, which was awesome at the Den. So yeah, come and say hello. We don't bite. We're just a few lads that take the piss out of each other, love our football club, and want to see us do well. New manager.
Last thing on the game tomorrow. If anyone gets stuck getting up there and can get hold of me early enough, I'm more than happy to help out in any way.
Oh, there you go.
I think the travel's bad.
Fourth emergency service.
Yeah, if we can just post Ben's number all over social media, that'd be fantastic. But yeah, if you do need to contact Ben on Twitter, drop him a DM, and he's more than happy to help. But thanks for listening, guys. That's been that Millwall podcast Friday Night Live. Hope you've enjoyed it. Should be back on Sunday, hopefully after a positive result in Adam Barrett's first game as Millwall manager. Thanks, guys.
Let's go.